Hey guys, welcome back to the Veteran Rookie Podcast. I'm your host, John. This is your co-host, Benaya.
The main host, Benaya here, the main host, the veteran. I feel like the veteran is, they kind of take the lead in the locker room and whatnot. They kind of show the rookie what's up. There's a dynamic there of leadership.
Yeah, for sure. There's that old guy in the locker room helping you out, but there's definitely a leader in the younger, more agile and more just prepared.
You just got to be, led, is what I'm saying. Like, you need someone who's can show you what's up, show you the good picks to make,
Like for sure,
lose you in pick'ems back-to-back years, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like for sure, a helping hand.
Dang, were you like the high draft pick that came in to replace me?
I'm CJ Stroud.
You are CJ Stroud, and I am Davis Mills.
Oh, sucks.
Speaking of the Texans and Davis Mills and CJ Stroud and all those guys, you took them to lose in your upset of the week this past week against the Arizona Cardinals. And even though Stroud really tried to lose with his 3 interceptions in that game, the Cardinals could not capitalize, and your upset does not hit.
Womp womp.
Luckily for you, my upset also didn't hit. Luckily for you in multiple ways, because I took the Jets over the Bills, and Zach Wilson. Did you see the clip where he fell down going out to the huddle?
I did see that.
That drive was doomed from the start.
The Jets are doomed.
Zach Wilson is their quarterback 3 now. They're starting Tim Boyle this week on Black Friday against the Dolphins. Did you see his college stat line?
No.
19 games. He played for 2 different teams in college. It was the first one he played for. I think it was UConn or something like that. 19 games he played for them. 1 touchdown, 13 interceptions at a smaller college. I don't understand how this guy is even in the league.
How did
bro get there?
what in the world?
He snuck in. It's like the meme with like the clown hiding with all the soldiers.
Yeah, that's
it straight up is like that. Although it feels like the Jets are just like that as a whole.
I think the Jets would be a
NFL.
really good organization. I think they'd have a winning record for sure if they had a competent quarterback.
Mm-hmm. One that
'Cause their
tear his
defense is-
Achilles 4 plays into the season.
Their defense has been really good except for, yesterday.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, at this point, there's got to be a lot of division in that locker room, especially with the defense being so good this season, and then the offense not scoring at all. It kind of pisses you off a little bit as a defense when you're doing your job.
I think Garrett Wilson's doing his best.
Mm-hmm. As good as you can do with Zach Wilson or now Tim Boyle, and we'll probably see Trevor Siemian at some point this season. Does Aaron Rodgers want to come back to this team this year at least? I mean, I think he'll be there next year, but why try to rush back from an Achilles injury for a team that's not going to make the playoffs?
Yeah, don't.
Because you know what's going to happen then is he's going to just re-aggravate the injury. It's going to get worse. Imagine he retires after this season.
That'd be awesome. Just like Tom Brady having a terrible season at the end and just.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, this is the final time I'm doing it. I hope he comes back and plays for the Jets.
Well, the thing is he basically can't because he's a minority owner in the Raiders. And so for him to play, every owner, I think it's either every owner or 2/3 of the owners have to approve it. And who's going to do that?
Probably the Jets owner.
The Jets would do that, and maybe the Bucks to be nice. But like the Patriots aren't going to do that inside of their division there. No, who in the AFC is going to do that besides the Jets? And really, who's going to do that in general? So, Tom Brady coming back is not very likely. He also wasn't good last year. So.
I hope he does try and come back and just gets benched.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be hilarious.
I mean, he can't be worse than Zach Wilson.
Well, there's possibility, I believe. I think
it's more likely that Tom Brady is better than Zach Wilson right now. Still, like
it's a wild thing to say.
No, it's not.
It's just it's a wild sentence. It's crazy.
I mean, Zach Wilson is that bad, and I'd imagine Brady's still in shape.
No, I'm just saying that sentence is uttered. It's like, I think Tom Brady's better than Zach.
Oh, yes. I'm just saying, like, as a retired player and whatnot.
Man, Zach Wilson's awful. He had one good game, didn't he? Maybe 2.
He should have beat the Chiefs. He should have, and he's the only quarterback the Eagles have lost to this season.
Sure is.
who are now 9-1 after knocking off the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday Night Football. I think
Let's go.
that game lived up to the hype. You took it for your game of the week.
Sure did.
I think I really like my pick for game of the week, the way it was going with Bengals Ravens. But then after Joe Burrow's injury, it was just all downhill from there. I think the Ravens probably still would have ended up winning that game, but it would have been a lot closer with Burrow in there. But obviously, once he got hurt, they just fell off a cliff. And it looks like the Bengals as a whole are going to be falling off a cliff this season. Jake Browning, I believe, is their quarterback for the rest of the way now. The Ravens also had a big injury in this game. Mark Andrews likely out for the season, one of the better tight ends in the league and Lamar's favorite target. But there is a little bit of optimism that he might be back. But if the playoffs were starting right now, the one seeds would be the Ravens and the Eagles.
And the Browns and Steelers would also be in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And not the Bengals.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way that Cincinnati's going to make it at this point. I mean, unless Jake Browning is like, secretly good. If he's got that inner, Tommy DeVito.
That dog.
If he's got that dog in him. But yeah, things are looking tough for Cincinnati. They don't look as good as they were last year. Plus, take away one of the best quarterbacks in the league. That's a rough go. Baltimore is still looking very good. They got a big game with against the Chargers coming up this next week. It's not going to be a gimme, but we'll get to that when we do.
But is it a big game though? Because the Chargers,
I guess
are
it's
awful.
not.
Like
Justin Herbert's there. That's about it. But going back to that Monday night game, Eagles Chiefs, Kansas City shut out in the second half, and I think they've only scored like 53 points in the second half this year so far, which is one of the worst in I don't remember if it was the 20th century or just the last 10 years or something like that. Like they're in there with like the 2017 Browns for worst second half points, and that Browns team went 0-16.
wow.
They're terrible in the second half. Mahomes isn't the best, but he also doesn't have great help around him. I mean, you saw the end of the game, right? With the Chiefs Eagles, or at least the clips of Marquez Valdez-Scantling with his classic drop at the end of the game. I mean, I'm used to seeing stuff like that. And then, did you see it?
I didn't. I wasn't watching the game.
Oh, so the Chiefs are down by 4. It's 21-17, I believe. Mahomes drops that dime 50 yards downfield into the hands of MVS in the end zone, and he drops it. Then they end up getting an intentional grounded on the next play, and it's like 4th and 25. He throws a dot to his guy right at the sticks there, through his hands. And so, bunch of bums on the Chiefs. Even Kelsey had a few bad drops. I think he had a fumble in that game as well.
Kelsey's not all that good this year.
I mean, he's kind of flirting with retirement right now, it sounds like.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
So is his brother.
Uh-huh. You get both the Kelsey brothers retiring, then you get the Kelsey cast on like Thursday Night Football or something. I'd love that.
That'd be kind of cool, yeah.
Make Thursday Night Football actually
watchable.
Something, yeah. Even if it's a terrible game, at least you got the Kelseys talking about it and whatnot.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
I almost feel like there's no way that doesn't happen.
Yeah, they definitely get something.
Like, especially with how good the Manning cast is. I've been tuning into the Manning cast the last couple of weeks, and it's some good stuff on there. I like watching that, I think, more than normal Monday Night Football. And I think that Joe Buck and Treichman are some of the best announcers in the NFL. So I really do enjoy that.
Some stuff to look forward to.
Mm-hmm. One thing with the Eagles, though, it feels like every week they're winning, and it's always like, oh, this Eagles team, and they just won, and they haven't even put together their best game yet. And we're to like week 11, and I'm like, are we ever going to see the quote-unquote best game yet from Philly, or is this what the Eagles just are this year? Is they're going to win these closer games, they're going to struggle where they wouldn't have as much last year, but still get the win?
Yeah, Jalen Hurts threw 14 of 22 for 150 and an interception.
Also had a rushing touchdown in there too, but
yeah, it doesn't show me that in this stat sheet. I wasn't watching the game. I'm just gonna say what's in front of me and just not say the accurate stats. Devontae Smith had 99 yards.
AJ Brown got shut down this game.
AJ Brown had 1 reception for 8 yards,
which David in our fantasy league, well, I'm assuming was not a fan of.
Probably not.
Probably a big fan of the Eagles winning a big game like this, though.
Yeah, but he needed like 25 points from Hurts and AJ Brown, who's like a top 2 receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Nuh-uh.
And so then he ended up losing to another friend of the show, Kylie. So a
Yeah.
battle of the guests.
Yeah, Riven's
And
bad, but
Kylie ended up taking this one.
just like from all these like elite quarterbacks and all this elite players and stuff, this year hasn't been that good for offense, honestly.
There's no real front runner for MVP. After this game, Jalen Hurts became the front runner for MVP in Vegas odds.
With
And he was
150 yards, no passing touchdowns.
right, because there's no one who's like a clear front runner.
Give it to CMC or Tyreek Hill, please.
Even then, though, it feels like they're both having worse years than they were having last year.
They're doing great. Hill has 1,000 yards
Mm-hmm.
in
Honestly,
11 games.
I feel like Tyreek Hill should get it.
Tyreek Hill should,
if he keeps this up and has close to 2,000 yards again.
but the touchdowns though, he doesn't have that many touchdowns.
But he is special.
But CMC, I think there's a better case for CMC because he's so and CMC has all the weapons around him. I'm not like obviously Miami, there's a bunch of weapons, but Tyreek Hill is the guy,
Mm-hmm.
and like in San Francisco, there's a bunch of guys like Deebo Samuel is like really good, and Kittle's one of the best tight ends. I think he's top 3.
He's
Probably-
been going off the last few weeks.
He's really
after
good.
a quiet start.
Yeah, he's been really good this year, and they have a pretty solid quarterback, so they can throw it downfield. And they have Ayuk and all that extra stuff, and McCaffrey's still just popping off. He leads in rushing yards by probably like 50 or 100. I can't remember, but and he leads in rushing touchdowns by a lot, and or no, he's second in rushing touchdowns to what's his name, Mostert.
Yeah,
Mostert has 11, but that's like he got like 4 of those against Denver. So.
yeah, McCaffrey has 825 yards. Second is Raheem Mostert with 691.
Yeah.
And then he also has 9 rushing touchdowns to Mostert's 11.
He also has 4 receiving touchdowns, I think.
5.
5 receiving touchdowns.
Which ties second most in his career. He only had actually no, he had 5 last year as well. 4 of them were San Francisco, only 1 was Carolina there. But yeah, he's having a superb season. I like that though. CMC or Tyreek Hill, someone like that, give him the MVP. Unless, like Josh Allen is putting up great numbers for the most part, but like
Oopsie, he turned the ball over
he's
again.
if he can, get his crap together second half of the season, lower those turnovers, get a lot of wins. But we talked about this last episode. He's got a tough schedule coming up, so I do kind of find that one unlikely.
Yeah, Matt on Forge for sure. I don't think this season's it for him. Maybe next season he'll. That's what I always say in
That's
Retro
what the
Bowl.
Bills are saying every year.
Every time in Retro Bowl, I'm like, this season I'm not going to throw any picks, or at least I'm not going to throw 20. And then
Proceeds to throw 40.
And then, first 2 games, chilling, 0 picks, 4 or 5 touchdowns, 5 picks next game.
I did have that
Immediately.
in my most recent season as well. Like clean slate, 3rd game of the season, 3 interceptions.
Immediately picks. I feel like Josh Allen is just Retro Bowl, just like hucking it up there, and at least we don't have a terrible offensive coordinator anymore, right? So, and it worked out well last week. We slaughtered them.
Now let's just see it against the Eagles next week.
Let's please. I want the Eagles to play like they did against the Chiefs, and I want the Bills to like against the Jets.
That means the Eagles will still win.
No. They put up 21 points.
All right, well, before we look too far into next week, we still got a few things to hit from last week. You got blowout of the week. Cowboys over Panthers. That was easy. I'm completely
Booyah.
blanking on their cornerback's name now. I think it's Brandon or something like that. He has 4 pick sixes this season for Dallas.
What?
That ties a record, and there's still 8 weeks to go or whatever, 7 weeks to go. He's going to break that record. That's insane.
Defensive Player of the Year?
Honestly, you throw him in there with who else? Like Myles Garrett.
That's it.
Micah Parsons is having a really good season as well. Also on that Cowboys defense, which is
Crazy.
still really good. It's crazy how they're only going to win maybe 1 playoff game this year.
You're going to lose to a terrible team, too.
Mm-hmm, but at least they didn't lose to a terrible team like the Panthers. Frank Wright, their head coach this year, might be one and done. Even though I've always liked him as a head coach in Indianapolis, and I thought he was a good hire for Carolina, but
Apparently not.
it's been a rough go there. You took, for Blood of the Week, Dolphins-Raiders, which came down to the wire. Bit too close for comfort there for Miami, but 2 Jalen Ramsey interceptions in that game, including one at the very end. Big win there for Miami to just keep rolling over teams with losing records.
Yeah, Jinkies, that's golly gee whiz. You almost lost to the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck?
So I do take that point there for blowout of the week. Lowest scoring game, I mean, easy money for you here. Steelers-Browns, 13-10.
Ball.
Cleveland is, it really sucks that their 2 best or most important players on offense are out for the season now. Nick Chubb out for the season now with that terrible leg injury, and then Deshaun Watson, they said if he took one more hit to that shoulder, it was going to shatter.
Oh.
And so they're 2, maybe not necessarily 2 best players. I mean, Chubb is their best player. Watson still is like a quarterback. He's been solid this year. He was really good against Baltimore, which was his last game of the season. And so, I mean, if their defense can keep him in it and they can win these kind of low-scoring games, we'll see. Steelers do fire their offensive coordinator, Matt Canada, after this game. That's been a long time coming.
This is like the first time the Steelers have fired an offensive coordinator mid-season since the 40s.
Oh, really?
I mean, I saw it. I don't know if it's
Are
true.
you making that up right now?
No, I'm not. I saw a stat about it on Instagram when I was scrolling through.
So it is the offensive coordinator's fault that Kenny Pickett is terrible.
Yeah, it's also the offensive coordinator's fault that Josh Allen throws it to the other team.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, something needed to change here for Pittsburgh, and I mean, there might be a quarterback change up next because Pickett has not taken that, second-year leap that a lot of people were hoping. Tommy DeVito has more games with 2 or more touchdowns than Kenny Pickett.
I saw that. That was pretty funny looking.
Like, Pickett's
He's played 4 games.
Uh-huh. Pickett started halfway through last year, and then all of this year.
19 starts, I think.
Uh-huh.
So,
and he's Tim Tebow, honestly, just with less mobility, because Tim Tebow would be terrible for like 55 minutes, and their defense would keep it close, and then you go down and lead a game-winning drive. And Kenny Pickett is only good in the last like 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. And that is it. He is basically Tim Tebow.
when you need it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. My lowest scoring game of the week, I mean, after you took that one, that was the really only good one on the board. I took Bucks Niners. That was, I think, 27-14.
It was.
Went about as expected there. 49ers are still good. Bucks are still average, and I think out of all the teams in the NFC South, I want them to win it.
I think they're better than they should be, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to be not a bottom 3 team.
Mm-hmm. And then finally for fantasy player of the week, you took Sam Howell, and even though he was terrible against the Giants,
He was.
and whatnot, Austin Eckler runs like a fullback now apparently or something.
Slow as can be.
He has a piano on his back,
Molasses.
and so he got all of 5 points against the Packers.
Remember how I was saying something about Keenan Allen?
I do.
He got like 25.
You were
points.
right about a lot of things last week, or like me picking the Chargers.
Yeah.
The one time I've picked against, I'm picking the Packers every week now. Super Bowl or bust. Jordan Love's a Hall of Famer. He did have his best game. First 300-yard game by a Packers quarterback in 2 years.
By Jordan Love.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Packers quarterback.
Oh, last year was Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, whoa. I didn't remember. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Packers suck.
And so Love is last 3 weeks, even though 2 of those were losses, Love has actually been improving again, which is nice to see. And, maybe he could end up being a franchise quarterback. I'm not expecting him to be top 10 all time or even a Hall of Famer or anything like that.
Kirk Cousins type beat.
Right. If he can kind of be, flirting with that top 10 in the league, I'll be satisfied with that.
Oh, Kirk Cousins. He got hurt. I think he would have got the MVP. He had the most touchdowns and the most yards and not that many picks, and he was playing awesome. And I love Kirk Cousins, and he got hurt, and I'm so mad.
Have you seen the ad where the guy's going to his watch party, the Packers fan? He's like, "Go Pack, go!"
Yeah.
And then they're all like wearing Vikings jerseys. That's me. I have the Kirk Cousins Vikings jersey on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I like. He's such a nice Viking.
I like the
He's
Vikings.
the only Viking I like
I like the Vikings.
currently.
And the Lions. I like the Vikings and the Lions. I wouldn't go as far as to say I like the Bears, but I definitely don't like the Packers.
Screw you. Let's see. Let's take a look at our pick'ems real quick.
Oh,
from this
Dobbs.
past week.
Josh Dobbs almost beat the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
What a baller.
Broncos are on, I think, a 5-game winning streak, including wins over the Chiefs and the Bills
Some garbage.
and the Packers. So Denver is kind of also thinking about, maybe we should make the playoffs.
They're like, well, I mean,
If they were in the NFC, I think they would.
they definitely would for sure.
But they're in the AFC.
much
in-
harder.
That's because they're in the mix with like Buffalo right now, and
Which is not my favorite thing.
Houston, and all these other teams that are kind of also thinking about the playoffs would actually be kind of cool. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, heck, even Indianapolis is in there. Cincinnati, record-wise, is in there. I don't think they're going to get the wins. The Raiders, they're ahead of the Chargers.
Oh,
So
the Chargers are awful. What is
Mhm.
wrong with them?
if they didn't have, they got good players on offense. It's just
And
And
solid
defense.
players on defense. too. I mean,
Khalil Mack has 10 sacks this season already. Like we all thought he was washed,
no.
and like he's been just going off. And they need to fire their coach, and he's definitely going to get fired at the very least by the end of the season,
I hope so.
if not mid-season.
I want to see the Chargers do good, honestly. And it's like, no, because like you always expect them to be bad, and it's like, yeah, Chargers.
My favorite, I guess, theory you can say or whatever going around is Bill Belichick leaves the Patriots and then coaches the Chargers,
and then coaches them to 8 and 9.
and then they win the Super Bowl or something. I don't know.
What the heck?
I do want the Chargers to win the Super Bowl.
I mean, Belichick.
Because their fans have been through a lot, and I really like Justin Herbert, and I want him to win something.
Yeah, he's gonna have one of the. What's the
Dan Marino.
Dan Marino? Yeah,
I wish Dan Marino got a ring.
he should have.
That's
That's what's gonna happen to Josh Allen too. He's never gonna get a ring.
cursed.
Man,
Only Patrick Mahomes is allowed to get rings. No rings for Joe Burrow.
We're gonna go to the next 4 Super Bowls and then just lose all of
We're
them.
not even gonna make the playoffs.
We might not make the playoffs.
Pick'ems this past week, I went 8-6. You went 9-5. If
Suck
only
it.
I had listened to you with the Packers pick, we'd be tied at 99-65. But I'm right behind you now at 98-66
Woo.
in pick'ems this season. So we still stay neck and neck there. And then for points, I only got one of my draft picks right. You got, I think, 3 of them.
Let's
So
go.
you're up 21-17 on that side of things.
I like all of that you just said.
I'm not like a big fan of it, but like
I could be a bigger fan of it if I had gone like. How many games were there last week? If I had won all of them, I would have been more of a fan. But I don't mind that just happened.
being 14-0.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Next week.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember who picks first, but I think it's me because I'm pretty sure you took Eagles Chiefs first overall last week. So I'm
say
gonna
say that every week. You're
I
like,
don't.
I think it's me.
It is me. And I'm gonna go for. I think this is the most guaranteed category to go with. Give me the biggest blowout.
Yeah.
Dolphins over Jets.
Really?
Yeah. I know where you're going to go with this one, but Dolphins over Jets, Tim Boyle. Actually, I don't know if it's his first career start, but I think he started a game last year for the Bears at the end of the season.
The Dolphins barely beat the Raiders,
But have you seen the Jets?
but their defense is better than the Raiders' defense.
Yeah, I think that they're going to get back on track offensively. I'm going to take them over the Jets this week.
Yeah, well, I'm taking Cowboys over Commies.
Really? Okay, I thought you were going somewhere else.
You thought I was going Chiefs over Raiders?
I did.
I think I'm going Cowboys over Commies because the Chiefs, like Patrick Mahomes can be the best quarterback ever and throw the most beautiful passes right to people's hands, but it doesn't matter if they can't catch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going. The Cowboys have been just steamrolling bad teams, so like I think they keep doing it, and the Commies did not have a good showing last week.
Yeah, the Commies are weird because they got swept by the Giants, but they also almost swept the Eagles.
Yeah, it's that division thing. I mean, because they're in the same.
So which side of it will they land on this week? Who knows?
That's the thing. It could be like a 21-24 game,
Mm-hmm.
or the
I
Commies.
definitely think it will be more of a Thanksgiving blowout.
I hope so. I want to see I want to see some guts. I want to see like death on the field.
Spilled on the field.
Damar Hamlin just. I
love how we were watching the Bills Jets game, and there
Yeah.
was that one Bills player that got hurt, and then all the cameras went to Damar Hamlin.
It's
I'm
like, bro, what
the
are you
heck?
doing? That's crazy.
Why I love that. I mean, I didn't. I'm like, what's going on?
Why are you doing that?
Why you got to do him like that?
Yeah, bro went through enough. You got man.
It's like, hey, you remember when he got hurt?
Guys, remember? Buy some more jerseys. Yeah,
Crazy.
I think the Cowboys. You were just talking about their defense.
Yeah, they got star play. I mean, imagine if Trevon Diggs was still healthy this season too.
2 more pick sixes.
And they also got Stephon Gilmore still back there. I mean, that Cowboys defense remains elite.
elite, and that Commies offense remains not elite. So I don't think they're going to be doing too much against the Cowboys, and I think that's going to be the blowout.
Mm-hmm.
Golly, you know what? So I'm just gonna do it. Game of the week, Bills Eagles.
Yep,
It could be a blowout.
it could, but I think Buffalo's going to keep it close.
I
Josh
sure
Allen was pretty
hope
hyped after last week. He was like, "I'm freaking back, yeah."
I hope so. It's not just puts us at 500 again.
Man, I wish David was still here, and then we could go over to his house and watch this game. Watch you
could
two
both
kind of
be
duke it out.
yelling at each other. I mean, he'd just say everything that's correct, though. He'd be like, our defense has this many star players, and it could be lined up like this. And I just
And then
be
the
like,
Eagles would
man,
win by 20
yeah.
after Josh Allen throws 2 pick sixes to Darius Slay.
You know what? Frick you.
I think it's going to be a really good game, though.
Yeah.
I think Buffalo's going to stick with them. I do think the Eagles will win, but we'll get to our pick'ems here a little bit later. Game of the week. I think these
Patriots,
are two
Giants.
close. These are 2 fun divisional opponents here. Give me the Jags and the Texans.
Ooh.
I think this is going to be a fun game. This could actually be for the division.
Yeah.
Texans actually blew out the Jags in Jacksonville earlier this season. I think Jacksonville's going to keep this one closer, though. And I think this is going to be really fun. These are 2 really fun teams to watch, especially Houston. But, I mean, Jacksonville's, they dominated last week over Tennessee after being dominated by San Francisco.
I don't think Jacksonville's elite. I think they're just
I think they're good.
mediocre.
I think they're good. I don't think they're top tier, though. They're like a
They're-
B tier team.
They're 14th in the league. They're 10th.
Yeah, 10th.
They're 10th. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're a top 10 team, but like barely. At the
And-
most, they can get up to like 7th.
Yeah, and they're playing a top 3 quarterback, so it's like,
Yeah.
you know, CJ Stroud is him, except for last week. But like besides that,
But even then,
even
he
then,
dropped that dime I think it was at the end of the game or whatever
he was dropping dimes to the
to
defense
Tank
too.
Dell. Yeah.
He was doing his best Josh Allen impression. Yep.
You wish you had CJ Stroud.
Yeah, well, I don't. So just
Yeah.
kidding myself.
I think that should be a good matchup. I'm going to go to lowest
Fantasy
scoring
player of the
game.
week.
I almost went there, but I decided to not. Lowest scoring game of the week. Give me Steelers versus Bengals.
Yeah.
I don't think the Bengals offense is going to be very good now that Joe Burrow is out. Still got good weapons. Joe Mixon on the ground there. And then Browning's going to have good receivers to throw to. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. But what is he going to be able to do with them? How can he cook? Well, I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of choices. Like I'm looking at the whole right side of my screen. It's like those could be lowest scoring games.
That's
'cause, like,
unfortunate.
Browns Broncos could be really low scoring because that Browns defense could be, laying it down against an offense that was really bad at the beginning of the season, been good, but like maybe their momentum stops at Cleveland.
With that defense, it very well could.
Or it could be Saints Falcons because bad.
Mm-hmm.
Or Panthers Titans.
Bad on bad action right there.
Bad on bad action. And here's some more bad on bad action. Patriots Giants.
Yeah.
And then Bucks Colts could be bad too.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all these choices I have.
I think
and I'm
Bucks
just gonna-
Colts could be a little more fun.
It could be more fun, but like in a more fun week, that'd be the lowest choice, I think.
Right.
And there's just a lot of games that could be even Vikings Bears could be a low scoring game.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of fun stuff here. Oh, I don't know. I kind of want to bet on the Browns defense.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good option.
That's just betting against the Broncos. But I'm not going to. I'm gonna go Saints Falcons.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go Saints Falcons because I could also see the Browns and Broncos like slinging.
Yeah, I could see Saints Falcons being, 14-13 or 35-33.
Yes, that's the directions it could go in. I don't really feel safe picking Panthers Titans because I feel like as soon as I pick that Mayonnaise Man is gonna
Go off again.
Go off again, and
He hasn't done that since wearing those Oilers uniforms. You gotta bring him back.
yeah, but I feel like the minute I pick him and then have Hopkins benched, it's gonna be 45 points in fantasy for him, and
So you're just gonna do this so that way you can keep Hopkins on your bench.
that's yep. And then Patriots Giants. That Patriots team,
Both these teams are better than they were at the beginning of the season.
which is still bottom 4 teams,
Mm-hmm.
that's insane.
Tommy DeVito's actually kind of fun though.
Yeah.
Did you see his celebration?
No.
He threw the touchdown. He did the Italian pasta hands.
Yeah, that's crazy. Mr. DeVito.
Indeed.
I have another choice to make.
You
don't
do. You can go fantasy player or lowest scoring game.
I did go lowest scoring game already.
Oh, that's right. You did go low scoring. You can go upset of the week, I mean.
Upset of the week could happen. I don't really like picking upset of the week because I always pick poorly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go fantasy player of the week. And golly gee whiz. Do I ever want to pick Lamar Jackson? Don't I ever.
Not if you're expecting him to be good.
No, but like when I don't pick him, he'd be good.
Yep.
Or when he's on your bench. Are you benching him this week?
I don't know.
I need an answer.
I'm going to start him.
Okay. I'm gonna go Amon-Ra St. Brown as my fantasy player of the week. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, Lions. Who are the Lions playing this week? Oh, the Packers on Thanksgiving. That's
Thanksgiving morning.
right. Mm-hmm.
They were gonna blow out the Packers.
I don't think it's going to be as bad as it was earlier in the season. But
it's
I
still gonna
also
be
think the
bad.
Lions will probably win this one, probably 27-17. And it's going to be 27-10 until the end. Packers get a garbage time touchdown.
Every time I hear garbage time now, I always think of that stupid ad. It's like garbage time never sounded right. I always like watching football or whatever the
And
frick.
losing money on it.
Yeah.
Stay invested in the. It's garbage time. Okay.
Draft picks. Or whatever.
DraftKings Sportsbook.
DraftKings Sportsbook.
Let's see. You were too scared
Give
to
us
go here.
money.
I'm gonna go Lamar though.
You're starting him?
I am. I just told you I was gonna start him.
My brain doesn't work. Sorry.
See, I'm starting Lamar. Chargers defense is bad. They have the second worst rush defense, so hopefully Lamar can get some big runs there.
Ooh, I'm starting my running back.
You better start Gus Edwards this week. I
I'm-
almost took Gus Edwards for this category because the Chargers' run defense is terrible.
I almost took any of the Chargers like star players, but then I was like, nah, that Ravens defense is crazy.
Yep.
So I didn't go there because it scares me, and I have Keenan Allen, so that also scares me that he's gonna get 2 points in fantasy.
Probably.
Oh,
No, he'll get some because Justin Herbert. I mean, that's his only real receiver because all the other ones are dropping game-winning touchdowns.
or are completely hurt and out for the season.
Right. So that's why he only has Keenan Allen to throw to.
Mad unfortunate for everybody else besides me.
Mm-hmm.
I like Keenan Allen. He's a bald dude. He's a bald dude for sure.
You love bald people.
I don't love bald people. I just like certain bald people. If you're bald, you have to have a beard. Like what are you doing if you're like
Just
bald?
no hair at all. Like anywhere.
Like Joshua Dobbs.
Yeah, stop.
He's allowed. Oh, no, he's allowed to not have a beard. He has leukemia.
How much cooler would it be if he did have a beard, though?
Yeah, I think he thinks the same thing.
Let's see. I'm going to go for, obviously, upset of the week here.
Let's see here.
Let's see.
Raiders over Chiefs.
Not quite.
Oh,
I'm going to go with Patriots over Giants because the Giants are 3-point favorites in this one.
that's some bull crap.
3-point favorites.
No, that's like they're what? That's wild. I don't like that. What's the lowest upset margin here? Beside out of the games that are left.
3 points. Oh wait, what the heck?
What?
Did that change? Maybe I'm just retarded. Okay, I guess I'm taking the Giants over the Patriots because the Patriots are 3-point favorites
Okay.
in New York.
That makes sense.
The Giants have more wins than the Patriots do. I feel better about the Giants. I feel better about my pick now. I'm going Giants over Patriots. I feel good about that.
You're just picking that game regardless.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Who's favored in the Browns game?
the Broncos by 2.5 at home.
Give me the Browns.
You're going to go Browns? I mean, weak choice, but okay.
Shut up. Their defense. What's a better choice?
No, I'm just saying that's not a big line because it's in Denver.
Neither is 3 points.
Patriots are 3-point favorites in New York, though, because normally they'll give the home team a couple of points.
Okay.
They're the away team, so that's almost like a 6-point.
What's a better line that I should pick for my upset?
Well, I'll let you
I
know.
get a
The
different
other one I
point.
was looking at was Panthers over Titans. Tennessee's 3.5 at home there.
No, I'm gonna stay with the Browns.
Okay.
You're weak. That's weak. Bad. You chose like a 1-point game the other week.
Did I?
You did, and you were like,
you probably did it that same week. Then it's probably why I did that.
"Nuh-uh." Bananas telling lies.
You want to lead us in pick'ems then?
I guess. Packers Lions. Do you want to choose against your Packers again?
No, I'm going Green Bay.
You sure?
Yes,
Are you certain?
they're going to
Because-
lose, but I'll take them. I'm never picking against them again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Lions. Commies Cowboys.
Give me the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's Cowboys.
That dominant defense. Somehow going to make it a 3-point game.
I hope not. That's my blowout.
I hope we get a fun, exciting Thanksgiving afternoon.
I hope we have a fun, exciting Thanksgiving night. Seahawks and Niners.
Geno Smith questionable for this game. He got banged up, and the only reason he even came back in the game last week is just Drew Lock was terrible. And so give me the Niners.
Yeah, give me the Niners. But hey, maybe it's gonna be a good game because they're divisional. All that.
Not if Drew
whatever.
Lock's playing.
Oh well, yeah. Dolphins Jets. It's gonna be a massive blowout by 5 points.
A massacre, 50-point difference on the first ever Black Friday game. The Jets are like, well, the Cowboys and the Lions, they're Thanksgiving teams, and we want to be the Black Friday team. Not after this week.
Yeah, they're never gonna play on a Friday again.
No.
Never.
Dolphins destroy.
Bucks Colts.
I'll go Colts.
I'm gonna go Bucks. I like Baker Mayfield, and that's my only reason for choosing this one.
Yeah, this one's a real toss-up.
Yeah. What's the line on it?
The Colts are 2.5-point favorites, so it's pretty close because it's their home, so
Yeah.
pretty close.
Patriots Giants. You're taking Giants in your upset.
I don't have to, but I will.
Are you gonna take Giants in your upset?
I will.
I'm gonna also take Giants. I think. I don't really like the Patriots, and they've been terrible. So
Mac Jones has 10 touchdowns and 10 interceptions,
good for him. Just really balanced.
and probably won't start this game. Bill Belichick still has not announced the starter yet, so.
well, it's gonna be him or Bailey Zappi, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the same person.
Basically.
Yeah, they can just combine their stats together, and that's one quarterback.
Yep. They're the exact same person. They
Like-
cloned Mac Jones. That's the wrong guy to clone.
That's why did you do that? Why wouldn't you clone Brady? That's dumb. Bill Belichick needs to be fired.
And then go to the Chargers.
Go to the chart. Yep. Steelers Bengals.
I'm going to take Pittsburgh.
I'm also taking
This
Pittsburgh.
is the second time this season I've taken Pittsburgh to win a game. I've picked them to be 1-8 so far this season.
What have I? Do you know what I picked them for, or do you have that up? Or
1 second. I got you 4-6.
what are they at right now?
In real life, they're 6-4.
That's
I have them at 1-9.
they should not be at 6-4.
No, they should be a lot closer to 1-9.
they should be 1-9, like I said. Panthers Titans.
I'll go Tennessee.
I'm also going Tennessee.
Big day for Derrick Henry.
Yeah, they got a bunch of old timers in there and a new quarterback, and maybe they pull something out against the worst team. Jags Texans.
Man, this is gonna be a good one.
I think so too.
I'm split on this one.
I'm kind of excited for this game. Like they threw 3 picks last game and still won,
Mm-hmm.
and the Jags have had like has it been 2 or 3 games where they've just scored like less than 10 points, like 3 points?
Let's see. They scored 9 against the Chiefs, 7 against, or no, Falcons scored 7 against them, 3 against the Niners.
And then they scored 34 last week.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
So they can put up big points. Put up 37 on Indianapolis, 31 on the Colts back in week 1. So
yeah, it's just odd. I don't know. That is a toss-up. I think I'm going to go Texans.
I'm also going Texans. Yeah, that's
Dang.
close though.
It is close. I'm excited for that game. Game I'm not excited for, Saints-Falcons.
I mean, this is one of the best rivalries in the NFL, though. These
Yeah.
two teams hate each other.
But with bad
Doesn't
teams
matter
this
if
year,
they're good or bad. It's just
it's going to be all sorts of flags, just like
yes.
roughing the passer,
Mhm.
attacking a coach.
I feel like Saints Falcons always ends up being a good game.
Bad pick for lowest scoring game.
I'm gonna go Saints because I don't trust the Falcons.
I hate picking with you, but I'm going to. I don't trust the Falcons either. I just don't want to I don't want to put anything. Like, I'm not putting anything
Right.
on this.
I
I'm just-
want Jameis Winston to play this game. I know Derek Carr's. I mean, he got a little banged up 2 weeks ago against the Vikings, coming off a bye, so he'll probably play. But I genuinely feel like they'd have a better shot in this game specifically for whatever reason. Jameis Winston just going, F it. Someone's down there.
Yeah, he's going to throw 4 touchdowns and 4 picks.
Jameis Winston's fun to watch.
Yeah, he is.
Infuriating if he's your quarterback, but he's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's like if Josh Allen, it's just Josh Allen. It's just throwing picks.
I think the Falcons should win this game, but I don't think they will.
I'm still saying Saints. Rams Cardinals. Ew.
Somehow the Rams are only 1-point favorites in this game.
Oh, I should have taken that up.
I know it's in Arizona, but yeah. I'm going to go Rams, Matthew Stafford, although Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are both questionable.
Fun. That is really.
I don't know who he's going to throw. I don't. Tutu Atwell, I think, is the next receiver.
Tyler Higbee.
Ben
Tight end?
Skoranek.
Ugh. Jinkies, perhaps, is what I'd say.
Do I go with the Cardinals?
I don't know, but if you don't, I will.
We're gonna split it here.
We're going to split it. Whatever you go with, I'll go with the other
I'm
one.
gonna go Rams.
Okay, I'm going Cardinals.
That's another one that's just like right down the middle.
Yeah, that's right down the middle, but it's going to be a bad game.
Yeah.
Maybe Kyler Murray will pull it out and start running like a toddler, just 50
Kyler,
yards.
he's been pretty good in his 2 games, it looks like, so far this season,
Yeah,
especially in that Falcons game.
but you can't forget these are still the Cardinals,
True.
and they don't have anything.
Yep.
They have
They have
Kyler,
Kyler,
Murray,
and then on defense they have Buda Baker, and that's it.
and that sucks to be either of those people.
Yeah.
Browns Broncos. I took this my lowest scoring game.
You did. Broncos are on a 4-game winning streak right now.
I think they run into a wall here.
Browns have won, I think that's about 4 of their last 5.
I hope they both come out
5 of their last
onto
6.
the field with orange jerseys on.
And then that way no one knows who to throw to.
Yeah, and it's just like a 3-0 game, and the Browns take it.
I'm going to take Cleveland in this one too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Denver at this point, like, who can't they beat?
Yeah. Sad. Eagles, Bills. Game of the week.
Mm-hmm. I think this is going to be a
Maybe.
good one. I'm going to take Philly.
I'm taking Bills because we learned last week that you don't
pick against your own team.
you don't pick
Not
against
allowed.
your team, even if you're going to pick your
I got
team to go
burnt.
17-0.
Yeah, you got to – if you're a Browns fan in 2017, you pick the Browns to win every week. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you had an argument for that last week. I was like, just pick your team every time. You're like, well, that's a certain amount of losses that you take, and then you.
Yeah, I know. I would have tied you in pick'ems if I had done that.
And now you're gonna be another loss because you picked the Packers.
Yeah.
Well, unless the Lions just crap the bed.
That's what they were basically doing against the Bears till the end of the game.
Golly, man, golly! I love watching the Lions, but
They're going to lose in the NFC Championship game to the Eagles this year.
man, I wouldn't mind the Eagles going to the Super Bowl again.
I think they do for sure.
You think for sure?
I think so.
That'd be kind of cool.
I think the Lions will win a playoff game or two, though.
I hope that they go this year and then the next 2 years and don't win it, and then they have 4 losses.
You want to do that to David?
Yeah. and then it's like in his lifetime instead of just hearing about
Right.
it.
It's, for you, it happened like 10 years before you were born.
Yeah, and I wasn't a Bills fan until 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So like it's been 40, 50 years since
Yep.
whenever.
That long. Since the 90s.
Yeah, it's been
30 years.
30 years. And for David just to live through
50
that, I think
years.
it'd be funny. I didn't know when it was. I'm bad with times. I thought it was the late 70s.
No.
It's not. That's my fault. I'm taking the Bills over the Eagles, even though I think the Eagles probably take it, but I will choose the Bills in my pick'ems.
See, so now we're both down a game.
It evens out. It evens out. What are the Packers? They're 3-.
4-6. Bills are 6-5. I hope they finish with the same record.
That'd be funny because then we both pick exactly the same and have both the same deficit.
Well,
except
except
for
for
you'd
one,
be down one.
you have to pick against the Bills 1 week.
This would be the week to do it.
Still not doing it.
I'm still not doing it, but like this would be the week, and then maybe the next 4 weeks because it's a terrible
brutal.
schedule. Chiefs Raiders. What do you think?
Kansas City, they've dominated the Raiders in years past, and I don't see why that. I mean, unless the Chiefs receivers continue to sell.
I love the
And the Raiders kept it close with the Dolphins, so.
the nobody beats the Broncos 17 times in a row. Nobody. So maybe the Raiders take this because it's like division.
I mean, Broncos beat them earlier this season, so.
17 times. No sir, didn't allow it.
Nope.
They shut Patrick Mahomes down.
Give me the Chiefs.
Only took 17 times. I'm also taking the Chiefs. It's not gonna. Even if it's like an upset, I wouldn't be mad that I chose this because, like, why would you choose the Raiders ever?
Mm-hmm.
What is wrong with you? Ravens, Chargers. It's very unfortunate that the Chargers are in the position where they are the same team that they are.
Ravens blow them out. Brandon Staley gets fired on Monday.
On the spot, like right after the game, just
Yep.
walks up
No,
to him.
no post game speech.
Thank you for your service.
Frick
Get the
you.
frick out. And then Bill Belichick walks in the building right then and there.
Right
and everyone
there.
cheers for him. And then the next week they blow out the Patriots. That would
Imagine
be awesome.
if you could hire coaches mid-season. That'd be the story right
You're
there.
not allowed to?
No
What?
tampering and stuff like that.
Oh.
Not allowed.
Well, Chargers aren't going to win this game anyway.
No, big Ravens W. I'm surprised they're only favored by 3.5.
That's crazy. That's crazy. They're the best team in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
What in the world?
My question for the Ravens is, can they hold on? Because the last 2 years
No, they can't.
they've had this record. They've been in a spot where they're one of the top teams in the AFC and they fall off. Lamar hasn't gotten hurt yet this season.
Yeah.
So let's cross our fingers and hope he stays healthy.
I mean, even with Lamar hurt, they still did pretty good.
Yep.
Bears Vikings. What do we think?
Bears kept it close with Detroit last week. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being a close game, especially with Justin Fields back now. He adds that running threat. But give me Minnesota.
Dobbs is better than Justin Fields
I'm not going to fight you there.
and more bald, and he's been like MVP, honestly. Like, because if think about this logically, if he hadn't gone to the Cardinals, they wouldn't have won their one game with him.
Yep.
And they would probably have scored less points.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he didn't go to the Vikings, they wouldn't have won their. How many won? They've won 3 with him, right? 3.
2.
The 2 out of the last 3. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
well,
better than-
technically one as a starter, but he played most of the Falcons game.
Yeah. So he's coming in there and just like rescuing teams. He is like the definition of an MVP. Like he comes in and just, the only player that counts.
How many bald players have won the MVP? That's my question.
Jerry Rice should have won it. I don't know
He
if he
should
was,
have. That was bull crap.
I don't know if he was bald back then, but he's bald now.
Mm-hmm.
That carries over, I think.
He's the MVP of 1987 in my heart.
Yeah. I'm going to take Vikings over Bears. I don't like the Bears, and I don't like Justin Fields. And I think the Bears should lose this game, and because I'm picking against them, they will lose this game.
I'm also picking Minnesota.
Yeah, I think that's it. Wow, crazy. Any big thoughts and words about these games that we talked for way too long about?
I'm excited for Bills Eagles. I'm excited for Jags Texans.
I'm excited for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's going to be so fun.
Thanksgiving is top tier holiday.
It's pretty good. I mean, you just get football and you get food.
Football's on all day, like from 10 till 10,
I
pretty
don't,
much.
I don't have to
Like,
work. I mean, it's
right.
awesome.
Just kind of get to chill at home. You know, depending on what you're doing, maybe just play Minecraft all day
Minecraft on one monitor and
and football on the other.
and the Packers getting blown out on another monitor, and then
Mhm.
also
Cowboys getting clapped. Like my favorite Thanksgiving tradition.
that'd be hilarious if the Cowboys lost and the Lions lost.
And
Just
the Niners lost.
Only upsets. Only
I would love
upsets.
that. That'd be a fun Thanksgiving.
That would be a fun Thanksgiving. Then the
Packers haven't played on Thanksgiving since 2015. So like,
What
and I
happened?
started paying attention to them in 2016. So I haven't really seen them play on Thanksgiving.
What happened in 2015?
They probably won.
You don't have the stats for it, and you know the time.
Well, I know that. You want me to pull it up?
I'd like to see if they won or not. And who were they playing?
The Lions.
They were playing the Lions. Really?
Yeah.
Is that how that works every time? You just play a divisional opponent on the.
No, because like a few years ago it was like Bills at the Cowboys.
Ooh.
That was back when that was like 2019. That was back when Josh Allen was bad.
Oh man.
Let's see.
I wonder how many stats that we both said have just been like blatantly incorrect. Because you just said that, and then like if you hadn't checked, everyone would have been like, "Oh, they played in 2015," but like, and then wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we say a lot of like incorrect stuff.
I have no idea what I'm talking about. 2013 was actually the last time the Packers played on Thanksgiving. Final score: Green Bay Packers 10, Detroit Lions 40. That must have been the year that I think Aaron Rodgers was hurt that year.
Yeah, something like that.
They played in 2011 as well. 27-15 Packers. That's more like it. So,
No, they played the Lions.
They also played Lions in 2009,
Is
34-12.
that just their thing? Like the Packers and the Lions play on.
So,
Thanksgiving?
Lions always play. Packers, they'll normally, let's see, Lions, they've played the Packers. Last year they played the Bills. Bills have played on Thanksgiving the last, because the year before that they played the Saints on Thanksgiving.
Why do the Lions always play? Is that like a thing?
It's
or-
just been a thing since like the 30s.
every year.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Texans beat the Lions back in 2020. A lot of the Bears playing them. Vikings. But a lot of times it is a divisional opponent.
A lot of fun information nobody asked for.
The more you know.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.